Cars can be the main character of a movie, from the Aston Martin DB5 featured in James Bond to the DeLorean in the Back to the Future franchise. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the best movie cars of all time. The Aston Martin DB5. The James Bond franchise is famous for its cars and far-out gadgets. This all started with the Aston Martin DB5 that first appeared in James Bond Goldfinger back in 1965. It then appeared in many other Bond films such as Thunderball, Tomorrow Never Dies and Skyfall. The DB5 is the most iconic vehicle Aston Martin has ever produced. The next installment of the Bond series, No Time to Die, is set to be released later this year, with the DB5 returning for Daniel Craig's last hurrah as James Bond. But did you know the latest DB5 stunt car is actually a BMW E46 M3 underneath? At the end of 2020, Aston Martin announced that they would be releasing 25 limited edition DB5s for an eye-watering $3.5 million. So if you manage to hold back on purchasing a new one, you'll find a nice used one at Ron Skinner & Sons in no time. Next, we have the 1981 DeLorean DMC12. It's December the 4th in 1985. You've just come out of the cinema after watching a late night showing of Back to the Future. And you now desperately want the DeLorean DMC12 because of its unique gull-wing doors. But the DeLorean wasn't quite the supercar that flashy bodywork promised. Under the hood, it carried an underwhelming 130 brake horsepower, 2.9 litre V6 engine. Reportedly though, the prop staff in Back to the Future replaced the sluggish V6 with a V8 from the Porsche 928, which went a long way towards helping Marty McFly hit that 88 miles per hour. The DeLorean Motor Company has put into production only one vehicle, the DMC12. Soon after the release of the car, the DMC went bankrupt. They probably should have fired up the flux capacitor and gone back to the late 70s to have another go.
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
The 1969 Dodge Charger. The classic 1969 Dodge Charger is both a TV and movie superstar. The most famous of all was the 69 Charger called the General Lee, from the Dukes of Hazzard's TV show, but its most recent feature was throughout the Fast and Furious franchise. The Dukes of Hazzard ran 147 episodes over 7 seasons, and a large number of 1969 Chargers were destroyed in filming. Some sources place the figure at over 300, so they decided to use AMC ambassadors, painted them orange and used fancy camera angles and editing techniques to try and hide the switch. In an attempt to combat the shortage of Chargers they had caused, producers on the show were said to have placed notes on windshields of 1969 Chargers in parking lots, asking the owners if they wanted to sell them. When production ended, 17 General Lees in various stages of disrepair survived. With a wicked stance, giant rear tyres and a humongous engine that had a supercharger sticking out the hood, there is no denying the Dodge Charger was insanely cool. But Brian, you still owe Dom that 10-second car.
I owe you a 10-second car.
Next, we have the 1958 Plymouth Fury. If you've been living under a rock forever, then you should probably be made aware who Stephen King is. The American author is renowned for his wicked and wonderful horror, suspense and supernatural fiction films. Stephen King was as popular as he is now as he was back in 1983, and at the time he had enough clout that his film went into production before the book was even published. That film was the 1983 supernatural horror Christine, which featured the classic 1958 Plymouth Fury. It is claimed that anywhere between 23 and 28 Plymouth Furies were used in the film, and not all of them were actually Furies. Another deceiving trick, the sound we hear from Christine's engine isn't actually one from a Plymouth Fury. Filmmakers used a recording of a 1970 Mustang 428 Super Cobra jet engine. The illusion of Christine regenerating herself was created using hydraulic pumps inside the car that were attached to the sides of a plastic panel body double. The pumps sucked in the sides to create the damaged version of the car, and then the film was reversed, making it appear like the car was fixing itself. Never underestimate the Fury of Fury, particularly one that just won't die. Finally, we have the 1976 Ford Gran Torino. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson were tasked with reviving the personas of Starsky and Hutch, two 70s police detectives with the badass 1976 Gran Torino. Due to the popularity of the TV show, Ford produced a run of roughly 1,300 Starsky and Hutch replica Gran Torinos. None of the original Torinos were available to use as a basis for the movie, but one of the special edition replicas was used as a template, along with the tapes of the show, old photos and model cars. The 1974 car has just over 2,100 original miles on its odometer and a hot-rodded 435 brake horsepower Ford Windsor pushrod V8 engine. It runs 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds and 14.1 seconds to the quarter mile at 102 miles per hour, which back in 1974 was seriously quick. Have we missed any other iconic movie cars? Let us know in the comments down below and we'll feature them in our next episode. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button. Subscribe to see more daily content from us here at Ron Skinner & Sons.